Welcome back to Good Day Columbia. Time right now is 7:40, and this morning we're focusing on student safety as the school year comes to a close. Just this week, a scary situation for some Richland 2 students. An 18-year-old student by the name of Kelvin Figueroa is now out on bond after authorities say he bought a loaded gun onto a school bus heading for Blythewood High School. Here he is during his bond hearing. Now, he's been charged with carrying a weapon on school property. A student on the school bus actually texted 911 reporting that he had a gun. His trial is set for July 31st. Joining us now to address student safety is Corporal Terry Dozier, with an SRO with the Richland County Sheriff's Department. Corporal, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
First of all, let's get straight to it. You are the SRO at Blythewood High School. Take us back to the moment where you received a call, literally, that a school bus was coming in hot.
Yeah, so I was already on campus because we were in our arrival process. I was in the cafeteria. It was kind of noisy. My phone started ringing off the hook, and eventually I got word that we had an issue on our bus. As I was dispatching to the bus loop, the bus had just arrived. When I got to the bus, a road deputy was following the bus on campus because they also got the call. Once we got there, addressed the bus driver, unaware of what happened. Bus driver didn't know.
Had no idea.
Had no idea. So as the kids were exiting, the bolo was given to me by the road deputy. I identified the student, already familiar with the student, pulled the student, unbeknownst to everybody else, away from everybody else, and addressed him. As I was checking him out for the weapon, the other officer was checking his bag because he did acknowledge he had something in his bag.
So wait, all of this happened in like really stealth mode. I'm hearing that you all kind of weren't bringing a lot of attention to the issue.
No.
In a sense, I mean, to the situation, trying to make sure it wasn't, it didn't get out of hand.
It didn't cause a panic because we identified the subject. We were able to pull the subject from the crowd because we were identified, and without causing a panic, we were able to eliminate the threat.
Okay, whew. All right, so the other factor of this story is a student who called, well, text 911. And many of us here, when we heard that, I didn't even know that you can actually text 911. So is it just text 911 or is it another number?
Text 911 just like you would call it. And it will go to where it needs to go, and we will get the information. It helps people remain anonymous. Yeah. And we can, you know, administer the call for service.
You all are using this incident as a way to really highlight the issue for students to be proactive and for students to cooperate with you all. Speak to the narrative where students who say, I don't want to say anything because I will be looked at as a tattletale or a snitch.
Right. Well, our school system as well as law enforcement encourage the public as well as our students, see something, say something. It helps you get safe. But yes, there's a code out there not to be a snitch. You know, snitches get put in ditches, you know, get stitches. We change the narrative. We don't say it's snitching, we say it's cooperating. When we cooperate, we communicate and everybody's working together. It's for the benefit of everyone. And so we do that over and over again in our relationship with our kids every day. And they're familiar with us because we're in the schools. So as it's reiterated, we actually drill safety things. We do our evacuations and our drills. So they can be familiar with it. This young lady, or young person, executed it very well. No one on the bus really knew, and we were able to deal with it.
You know, to that point there too, everything, you all were able to contain everything. One thing that we talked about was the curiosity here. You mentioned that. You were talking about how kids are curious. I know you can't speak to this specific case here, but talk to parents about that, about why are students bringing guns and weapons to school? Right,
the assumption is that the parents are all being negligent and reckless, but it's being ignorant to the fact that we are dealing with young people who are curious. They're curious about why you do this and why you do that. If they see a weapon laying around, even though you say don't touch it, they're curious about why they don't touch it. It's just like the thing, hey, don't touch that stove. Well, the hot stove, right? I'm curious because you said don't. I was that kid, so I want to know. So because they're kids and they're curious, you gotta have to protect them from themselves, and we got an expectation. You keep it locked up and out of sight, and that's the responsibility of a gun owner.
And before we go, speak to the student who's watching this morning or who may see this interview after the show is over. What do you tell them, especially for those who may feel that they're afraid of their safety?
Great job. We tell them kudos when they're doing great in school, making good decisions. I appreciate you saying that. Great job, and we'll give you a big hug. But my real message is to the whole community. Law enforcement by itself can't do it. Relationships are what get it done, and it's because of the relationship we foster with kids every day through our mentoring program, something hopefully we can revisit. Kids trust us enough to come and give us heads up on things that's going on in our schools and our community. And we like the fact that people know that we're community policemen.
We want to bring you back, Corporal, definitely. We're going to have to take a time and have you back so you could expound a little bit more and talk a little bit more about some things you mentioned, mentoring too as well. Absolutely. We know you have to get back to school because he has to be the SRO at the high school this morning. So thank you so much for taking your time.
My pleasure.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
Folks, stay with us. There's more Good Day Columbia coming up right after the break with your out-the-door forecast with Chief Meteorologist Taylor Canoose.